He's a senior writer and editor for Deadspin, friend of the show, Carron Phillips. What's up, brother? How are you?
What's happening, fellas? How y'all doing?
Doing
We are
good.
great, man. We are great. It's great to have you on the show.
And the website is still afloat, even though I'm a part of it now, right?
Y'all got you
Hey, man,
fired.
we barely surviving with Rob around.
Y'all got two fire starters up in there.
You
That's for
already know
sure.
it.
All right, so Carron, the title of your latest article, I believe it was the last one, but certainly recent. The NFL's decision to play the Black National Anthem before games is its dumbest decision yet. Explain.
I mean, when we think about the history of the NFL, like, we've never seen a sports league do as many dumb things as they have. But this one, like, took the cake for me, just for the simple fact of, as I stated in the piece, why? Like, what is the purpose of this? What does this serve? The NFL, just like most of these corporations around the country, are giving black people everything that we didn't want or didn't ask for, and are giving us these weak substitutes that don't help us, that don't give us any solutions to the problems that we have or have dealt with since the last 401 years since we been here. What does playing this song is going to do for us? How about hire some more black coaches? How about hire some more black GMs? How about have a black majority owner or president for the first time in league history? How about giving a dude named with the number 7 a job, since we got all these other bums in the league throwing passes? Let's address those issues. Play the Black National Anthem that the majority of black people don't know all 3 stanzas to. What is this going to do?
Most
Nothing.
people don't know the national
Right,
anthem.
the regular, the national
come
anthem.
on,
I just
CP.
think it's not either or, correct? Like,
Right,
we
it
agree
could
with
be
you.
both.
Of course, they need more, but playing, I don't see how this is a bad decision. It shows respect for Black America in that you're
Does it?
respecting it. Yeah, you're respecting the national anthem of our people. That's
So
I don't know if it's
playing a song is supposed to make me go to sleep and feel better about the NFL.
no. See, that's where you're going from 0 to 100.
Right,
That
you
doesn't
want-
mean you can't try to get Kaepernick in the league. That doesn't mean you don't need to hire more black coaches. It just means, how is playing the national anthem disrespecting black people? Did they say this is what we're doing? Don't think about anything else.
Right,
And that's
these are
it?
your peanuts. This is all you're going to get. Right. If that was the only thing we were going to get, then I'd be with you.
Then it'd be different.
Whoa,
They've given
No,
350. Hold on, they've given $350 million the last 2 years for social justice initiatives. And I tell you what, look it up. The Players Coalition, Inspire Change, is getting stuff done. I run a nonprofit organization that helps black people, and if I could get money like they're giving out money, that helps. I'm not saying it's the end all, because we really need a lot of other stuff too. But to say that none of that is helping, that's just not true. They're getting laws changed. Players Coalition has more than 9 bills that have been passed that have helped African American people in this country. So it doesn't have to be either or. It's not like this is all that they're doing.
One, I never said it was disrespectful to black people play this song. 2, I never said this money don't help. 3, I never said.
Well,
good
you
work
said
hasn't
they're
been
doing
done.
things that aren't helping us.
I said the decision to play this song is the dumbest one yet, because I know where this is coming from. This is coming from a league and a commissioner who just told us less than 8 months ago that we've moved on from Colin Kaepernick. We've moved past that. Now, all of a sudden, a couple months ago, we were getting apology videos from him and Drew Brees every hour on the hour. It seemed like, look, all the checks they've cut, cool, appreciate it. Y'all can think what y'all want to about Jay-Z. I've been on the record since this deal happened with him about how I feel about that. But this decision in itself, let's address the things I mentioned before. How long have we been calling for more black coaches?
But here would be my.
No.
Wait a minute.
Let me finish. I let y'all cook.
Go ahead.
I let y'all cook. Like, all of these issues we've been asking for, we're still asking for. And there's still, yes, Chris, you are right about the money. But the stuff that we need now and to address, they're not dealing with. They're giving us these songs. They're giving us these videos. That's not what we need right now in this moment, because this is supposed to be the moment where everything's going to change, where everyone's finally waking up. And it took a historic global pandemic in 4 to 5 months of no sports for people to finally realize, in the deaths of Breonna Taylor, Ahmaud Arbery, and George Floyd, for people to realize this, then I'm going to need a lot more than the most powerful, profitable, and popular league in this country than to give us a song for 1 week.
We're not disagreeing with that.
It's not like they said we're going to do this every week, and every week we're going to have a moment of silence, and every week we're going to be out there kneeling, and every week we're going to have some PSAs, and we're going to be cutting checks every week, because we want to keep this at the forefront of America's minds every week while they watching football, because we don't want them to ever forget. No, they said, we're going to sing this black song one time, week 1. Y'all be happy with that.
I look at it differently. I look at it as a league that shunned Colin Kaepernick, that didn't acknowledge what was going on in the black community. And if it's for 1 week or just the opening week or whatever, it is different for that old boy network, those old white men who own NFL teams. I know Jerry Jones can't be that happy, Chris,
right,
with this, but it is a changing of stuff, and that's all. It's symbolic. I get your response, but my pushback to you. Hold on.
Hold on. What's going to be good enough other than reparations? Let's keep it real. And
the pushback that you're even talking about, I'll say, forget the owners, forget Roger Goodell. We're the black players in the league that control the league. They could get those things you're talking about done tomorrow. Can't they, CP? If they band it together, Chris.
Let me ask you.
Tomorrow.
Let me ask you this, Carron, because we got a couple minutes. What's your thought on the DeSean Jackson stuff?
My thing with DeSean Jackson is DeSean Jackson deserves every bit of criticism or penalties or suspensions or loss of wages that comes his way. However, given the rules that the people in charge have set, if DeSean Jackson gets cut, there's going to be an issue. Not that anyone or people like myself are defending anything that DeSean Jackson did. But if this is a league to where Riley Cooper did what he did and he kept his job, and DeSean Jackson loses his, it is about to be a problem. And that is the same league that gave us this song and said that's good enough. Listen, if they cut DeSean Jackson, trust me, it is going to be some drama. They don't want to suspend him. You can suspend him for a year, take away his money, and do what you need to do. But if you cut him after you let Riley Cooper keep his job, you let me know everything y'all done did in the past 4 to 6 weeks didn't mean a thing.
Well, I honestly don't even think he'll get suspended like for a year. I think I agree with you, and I think that Riley Cooper situation is going to be a precedent, right? Like they can't cut him.
It's the same.
Correct.
And
it's the same
team.
If he was on a different team,
it's the same
maybe.
organization.
Right. If he was on a different team, maybe different. But
and not only is it just Philly and the Eagles, it's like this. And I'm just going to be frank about this. White people, y'all make this rule about this white dude who said this word. So when a black dude does something almost similar, we want the same equality. If he got to keep his job, both did something terribly wrong. But if the white dude get to keep his job and the black dude don't, it's going to be a problem, especially in this moment.
Yeah, we do agree on that. So, all right, man, Carron, great stuff, brother. We appreciate it, man.
CP,
keep up the great work
keep doing
over there.
Your thing.
Yeah, man.
Always,
keep it up.
always.
Hey, give me some
always.
shine. Move over a little bit. The camera's all on you. Can you give me a little room?
They don't want to break the camera with the old man's picture on there now. All right, brother. We'll talk soon, man. Peace.
All right, y'all be good.
But first, let's go to the NBA. And Rob, they're going down to Orlando. Teams are arriving now. And here's the protocol. They are going to, when they arrive in Orlando, they'll be tested. Mm-hmm. And then they'll be quarantined for at least 2 days. Now, obviously, if you test positive, you'll be quarantined for a longer period than that. I guess up to 2 weeks. But if you pass it and you're still quarantined for 2 days. Now, Adam Silver said in an interview with Fortune Brainstorm Health. Fortune Brainstorm Health. That's all I can. That's what it says. All right. That's all I'm gonna tell you. But he said that, look, they're not gonna be surprised if when players arrive, some of them test positive, right? Then you quarantine them. He said, here's the problem though. After quarantine, like after the 2 days, or if a player tests positive and then he's quarantined for 2 weeks, after that, and everybody's going through quarantine, if somebody tests positive, that's when he said there'll be a problem. And he said, look, they're not going to shut everything down off of one test. But he said if they start getting a series of tests, he actually said they could have to shut it down again. He really said that. So this thing is far from a done deal as far as them completing the season. Obviously, that's what they're pushing for. But here's the direct quote. Certainly,
nobody knows, right?
Right. He said, certainly if we had any sort of significant spread within our campus, we would be shut down again. So I don't know, Rob. It's interesting. We've had several teams had to shut down practices. The Brooklyn Nets, the Denver Nuggets, the Clippers, the Heat, the Bucks, the Kings, because guys were testing positive at their facilities. So I hope they get through it. But man, it'd be disastrous to start it and then have to shut it down again.
Yep, but there's just we're in uncharted waters, Chris.
Yep.
Nobody knows what's going to happen, how big the outbreak could be, you know what I mean, or what the circumstance. God forbid there's some workers in there, Chris, or people serving food, or we just don't know, right?
Yep.
That could affect everybody or affect the team. What if all the Lakers get sick? What do? Right? If 10 of the 15 players are sick.
Gosh.
That's what I mean. We just don't know.
They just have to forfeit games.
I mean, right?
That's what would happen.
It would be weird. I don't think we know for sure. I understand why they're trying it. Let's see if we can make it happen, Chris. If we can get the season in, if we can get to a playoffs. And look, we've said this over and over. Financially is why if there was no big TV money payoff, Chris, at the end, they would have thrown the towel in on this. Am I right?
No question. No. All the leagues, I think.
All of them.
Yep.
Baseball, the 60 games, Chris, it's about October.
Right.
It's about the playoffs. You know that, right? That's what it's about.
Yep.
They need to get there.
Look, if what we as a country, if what the NBA as a league did in March was legitimate, where with one positive test, they shut down the league and all the other leagues followed. And then the rest of the country shut down. Right. If that was legitimate, am I wrong? It seems worse right now.
It seems
and we're trying to play, right?
Right. It's just that look at where we are, what's happened with the stores and the rest. Chris, you know how many restaurants we're going to lose in this country? There's just no way you can't do it.
It's terrible.
Seriously.
It's terrible.
There's no way.
And I get it because, look, at some point, and I mean, some people tried to make it happen already, and now they're paying the price for that.
That might have been
some
too
states,
quick.
Right, but they're looking at, like, at some point, you do have to kind of balance between the economy and health, right? I mean, like you said it, businesses are going to be shut down and things like that. So at some point, you got to find a balance. But people tried to jump out too early, and it was a problem.
Like going to the beach and all that wasn't necessary. But like when they brought the restaurants back, Chris, and you could go in and every table couldn't be filled, and you could sit outside, like trying to get people so that they could spend some money and do stuff. Same thing with shopping. The malls aren't open till 9 and 10 o'clock anymore, Chris, till 7. You know what I mean? Right. So it was a way of...
Are malls even open?
Yes.
Really?
I was in the mall today, matter of fact.
Did you get some Jordans or something?
I didn't get Jordans, but in our shop talk, we're going to talk about the greatest find I've ever had in the history of shopping.
Was
Can you believe that?
this week or recently?
Yeah. Yep.
Really?
Yep. I'm about to put it on Instagram right now.
Wow.
If I told you how much I got a blazer, how much it was, and how much I paid for it, you will not believe it.
All right.
All right.
Yeah,
That's
wow.
a shop talk coming up.
I don't know that malls are. Maybe they are open here in Jersey.
Oh, the malls are open.
Really? It never even
You
crossed my
haven't been
mind
out.
that
You
they
really
might
haven't
be.
been. You haven't been to
I've
the
been
mall?
out, but not to a mall.
Right.
I mean,
no,
I'm
they're
not
open.
17.
I am. You got a wife and kids to worry about. What am I doing? What is my life like? You ever think about my life?
Look, and I know
I can't
you
watch
are
me
the
TV
ultimate
all the
people
time.
person. Yeah,
I
you are
am.
very much a people person. So I know it is. It's very painful for you. But yeah, it's. So are
So
you?
what's your gut? What's your gut on the bubble? Is it going to bust? Will we be able to finish this year, or you just don't know?
You know, I hate to even say my gut is that it's going. You know what I mean? Because you don't want to really speak that negative thing over this, but man, I mean, I just think that guys are going to test positive. I really do. I mean, and I don't know how they'll get it because I was talking to somebody in the league the other day, league office, and there's only one way in and out, Rob. I mean, there may be some way they can finagle something else, but for the most part, there is one way in and one way out. So it's going to be tough. Now, guys can leave, and you just know they're going to probably try. If they leave, they're probably going to try to sneak back in, but I don't think they'll be able to do it. And they're going to have to, quarantine for 7 days. And so, I think for the most part, guys aren't going to be able to get in and out. I don't think people other than the workers from Disney are going to be coming in and out. But somehow, I just think that guys are probably going to get it, man.
Yeah.
I mean, can you – what are we talking about? I don't know, 300 players?
It's
and people
impossible,
working, who
right,
knows how many
right.
people work. Right, somebody's going to get it, and they may be asymptomatic, and they're passing it like – that's my gut. I hope I'm wrong because I certainly want them to finish the season.
At this point,
but
and we need it, Chris. Let's just the country, the people, the businesses, a lot's riding on it. Our industry is ravaged. You saw what happened with the Athletic, right? People being let go left and right. I mean,
and if they don't have for some reason, if the three sports and let's even keep it real, the main one, if football was shut down, there'd be consequences and repercussions.
There's no doubt about
Eddie Murphy.
In our business, Chris, all over the country. I mean, let's not. It's hard. We didn't even realize, how connected and like the idea of doing this and not having games and what effects it has on our business. Because you got all these reporters who are sitting around, Chris, not covering anything. So,
right.
So companies
We're
are not
blessed
paying them.
that we can still talk about it, and obviously there's stuff to talk about, but we'll see, man. It's so we're all pulling for all the leagues to play, but like Dr. Fauci said, the virus is in control, not us, at least to this point.
And what we thought? We thought maybe, Chris, by now we would have had a vaccine. Because that's the other part. That's the other thing in the room. That's the other thing in the room. Like any day, somebody could have a breakthrough and finally have a vaccine, and that would change everything.
It seems like it's probably going to be, I don't know,
Right?
maybe January. Would probably be a blessing, but we'll see.